Springdale 225 RB here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is a perfect little couples camper with a slide. We get people coming all the time. I'm looking for something, just the two of us, looking for something small, not too big, and we'd like a slide out. And that's almost every single day description of the things we get from folks. And here you have it. And you have it in a top 5 brand and something that is very well equipped. You see the awning moving on itself. I did not plan a hidden person inside there. This actually has a cool little remote control for your awning light, your slide outs. You know, you have a built-in system for all that kind of stuff right here. What I like about this is that one person can line of sight their own slide out when you get to your destination, and you know, one person can set up the camper without worrying about, oh my gosh, is my slide going to hit a tree or something like that. Other cool thing, this is small, it's lightweight, it's USB rechargeable, and there's a recharge port inside the camper. But you can have this in your pocket. It doesn't really take up a lot of space. You can sit under your awning, you know, run it in, run it out during the day, during the evening, whatever works for you. Outside here, let's just start digging into a whole bunch of stuff. You see your big flat screen here, 26-inch high-def flat screen Jensen, which is made for RV and marine applications. It's made to be, you know, jounced around quite a bit without failure. The entire thing's swing arm actually removes and mounts inside or outside the RV, so you can have it kind of facing the picnic table. You can have it facing the rear outside kitchen space. You have a really sweet tailgater set up here. And hey, if nothing else, maybe if the grandkids are along, it's a way to get them out of the camper. They've recently transitioned over to these no-slip aluminum steps. They look cool, they're lightweight, they work well, and like I said, it's harder for your shoes to slip on them essentially. We have upgraded this thing quite a bit, like power awning, power tongue jack, power stabilizer jacks, and closed underbelly on this specific one. So I want to mention that not every single Springdale 225 we have is going to be exactly like this one, especially when it comes to interior decor. This is pretty close to how we're going to keep it most of the time though. Notice the extra wide baggage door is 29.5 inches wide. It's very big. That means that those nice folding chairs that you always have to leave behind your old camper, or you have to shove them in the door, that door, not that door, you don't have to worry about that now. You've got a very large, generous baggage space here that you can actually use to get stuff tucked away. They have transitioned over to a smooth aluminum skin nose. It's a little bit thicker skin on the nose, so even though you see the diamond plate down here, you actually get that whole effect off the entire nose. There's another brand that has done that for years. It's worked very well, and they said, hey, easy, we can do that. Springdales are outfitted with 30-pound tanks instead of 20s up here, so you get 50% more time between refills. And again, nicer power tongue jack than what you'll often find out there. Let's see, we talked about, big slide. Now, not only that, and it might be hard to see here on the camera, but if I get really close, we'll see if the camera zooms in. There you go. You see that rough, textured, coarse skin? This is a seal grip slide wall. And this concept's becoming more and more popular, and for good reason. You see how these slide seals are pulled all the way taut. Like, I can't pull it any farther. They're pulled out as far as they can get. That means that they have the best seal possible. They're not crimped halfway in or out. When things get crimped halfway in or out, you got a leak. Even if there's nothing wrong with the trailer, you got a leak. So basically, they've, eliminated that potential, essentially. I love the color package. They started doing that year and a half ago. As soon as I saw that beautiful blue swoosh sidewall come in, I don't know, it caught me right away. I thought it was real sharp. Still do. Outside utility shower here. Good to hose off the kids, or if you're cleaning fish or something like that. We also have a black tank flush system here, so that when you are leaving, you can hook your water hose up to that and just blow your black tanks out. Now, it's the reliability of the Springdales is my favorite part about them. They have a lot of fun widgets and whiz bangs, and I spend a lot of time talking about that, don't get me wrong. But it's the unseen stuff, the fact that they just don't generally come back for a lot of service, that I like most about them. And there's things they do to accomplish that. Like, if you look at these side panels right here, they're about, 18 inches tall-ish, something like that. But if you look at the two top bands, they're only about 6 inches each. That is to help fight heat expansion. When the sun starts beating on this thing, materials expand. That's just what stuff does. Well, if that top doesn't stretch as far, then that roof seam is not stressed as much, and you greatly reduce your chance for leaks. And it's that kind of little logic that goes into this. It doesn't really cost them all that much more to do something like that, if anything. It's just a smarter, better way to go. Outside kitchen here, you see, does have a full rain cover, so the awning comes right up to it, not to mention the fact that you do have a full rain cover here. Our cooktop that pulls out does have a little hidden countertop space, so you get an extra utility space there. This is platter country. That's where you're going to put your plate when you flip everything off. They purposely measured this and left this open for one of those like little 0.9 cubic foot microwaves you can get at the grocery store around Christmas time real cheap. Dad's medicine cabinet, and they mount this up here so that if you got some barley pops and you don't want the grandkids getting to it, they can't now. And both inside and outside, we do have nicer LED lights. And you have good cabinet space out here. You can actually keep some good stuff out here. This is a good spot for extra bug spray and outdoor stuff too. By the way, the sink does also hook up to the water heater. So we've upgraded here to aluminum wheels as well as a correct track suspension. One of the trickiest things in the RV business is that every person packs differently. So how do you make sure this trailer is designed for your specific load pattern? And correct track is how you do that. You, after you purchase a trailer, load it up exactly how you're going to take it camping. Bring it to us and we can laser sight these wheels to make sure that with your specific load demand, the wheels and the axles are still pulling straight. Because things can leave the factory straight, but if you load it funny, things can kind of get wobbly. It's a really interesting phenomenon. It's just common physics, but regardless, what this lets us do is make sure that your axles, your bearings, your tires, your brakes wear normally and don't get premature abnormal wear as a result. And a bigger entry handle as we walk in. You know, even the entry door here, it's friction sprung, so you can really hammer on that thing and it's not going to just smash against the side of the coach. As you saw, what does this weigh? This weighs 5,940 pounds. So very, very comfortably half-ton towable. Potentially SUV towable if you've got the right SUV. I do want to point out a couple things. This is a good spot to see it. You see the arch on this ceiling right here. This is the only constructed trailer, meaning wood frame, aluminum skin trailer with a barreled ceiling. That means that this thing is just shy of 7 foot tall at the apex. It's got a big 6-inch arch on it. Makes a big difference, guys, especially when you're in the shower. You know, I'll take any extra ounce of space I can get. A tall, goofy guy like me, I need that kind of head space. We also do have central air and central heat in this little 22-foot walkable floor plan. I say 22-footer. That's generally the box size within reason. It's going to be pretty darn close. This is probably closer to 25 foot once you include the bumper and the tongue. So we've got a big U-dinette slide here. And by the way, this interior here, I think this is called coffee, but your interior decors, I mean, I'm not going to reshoot videos just for interior decor differences. It takes a lot of time and effort to put these together, and you know, we have a lot of trailers come in. I have 3 more standing lined up behind this, so I can't go through every single one, unfortunately. I do try to make the picture tours match everything, though. So don't watch our YouTube channel, guys, and think, well, this is our inventory list. You have no idea how much more we have in stock. It's incredible. A couple things. Easy access to the storage underneath the dinette, and there is full storage under all 3 sections of the dinette. The dining table is freestanding, you see. It's on an easy use elliptical base. What's neat is when you put this down into a sleeper, you notice you don't see any of those cheap wooden rails. That's because the dinette base is actually the support when it's folded down into the sleeping position, and that's a really cool thing. I've always looked at these big tables, and people, like, my sales pitch to this is supposed to be, this folds down into a 7.5 foot bed an adult can sleep on. Yes, but an adult generally shouldn't be sleeping on a pressboard top table like that. That's only there for dining. And we've kind of started using it for other things. However, this elliptical table has support under it. And, you know, the biggest thing I think that's a big deal about is not when you're laying flat, when your weight's distributed. When you sit up in your bed, do you sit up all the way at the front of the bed? No, you roll over and you sit up right dead in the middle of the bed, where all your weight's going to sit is on top of that table, and this thing is built better to handle that. Right here we have an extra pantry. I would normally say you could use this like a linen space, but when we get to the bathroom, you'll see that is not going to be required. Before we get there, though, let's take a peek at the kitchen facilities. There's a lot of good storage lined up in this little trailer. First of all, we have not 1, but 2 places we can either put a trash can or we could put big stuff. And a lot of big trailers even don't allow for that. Kind of slam that. Sorry. We do have a good space here for silverware. That's your coax for your TV that I pulled out, by the way. Nice high definition print on that countertop too. That is sharp. Your sink does have an extended pull-out sprayer here. And you do have a nice sink cover, so you can kind of use that as countertop space too. We have outlets on each side of that breeze-through window. You notice that does open for breeze-through. And your upper cabinet doors, they do upgrade to a full hardwood door, because these are the ones that get used the most, especially if you have grandkids over, because grandkids don't delicately close the door. No, they put their hand here, and they slam that thing. That's what grandkids do. Now, it's the little things, again, that separate Springdale from a lot of guys on a service perspective, and this is a perfect example why right here. Every trailer is built very quickly, guys. You have to understand that. These things are built on a mass production line, and they're built by hand, and the people move quickly. So this corner support board here, it's not something you see, so a lot of brands won't spend a lot of money on it. This is one area Springdale spends better money on. It's number 2, or it's a what is it, North American spruce. It's the second best grade of wood you can really even build with. And here's the reason why they do it. You see how that screw is a little more on the left and that one's a little more on the right? Spruce has an interlocking grain, so that screw can't blow out the side. So long story short, even though that guy didn't hit that board dead center, it's fine. And that's why they build with it, because it helps eliminate human error. Similar, this has a one-piece seamless floor decking. There are no sheets of wood. It is one sheet of wood on this floor. It's called Dynaspan. It's actually 50% stronger than plywood. It's very good stuff, and I can't tell you the last time we ever had a problem with Springdale floor, because I don't know if we ever have. You know, again, they make smarter, tiny little changes to help eliminate those human error problems, and I love that wood print is real pretty on there. One of the upgrade packages we have in here gives us a very cool stainless steel appliance look, and this is a 7 cubic foot fridge, not a 6. That is 17% larger, give you more cold storage capacity. Now, the 225, one of the best parts about this is it has a giant rear bathroom, and it has a ton of storage. You see that we have a big fifth wheel size shower in here. And remember that with that barreled ceiling, tall guys like me, you have plenty of room to stand. We do have a foot flush stool in here. They left you as much room as they could under this sink for both like easy bypassing and access to your plumbing, as well as room for places like toilet paper and stuff like that. Although with this massive cabinet over here, because remember behind this wall is the outside kitchen, so this is extra space above that outdoor kitchen, and it is huge. This goes all the way up to my armpit, basically. I'm a big tall guy with long arms, and that goes all the way up there. Swinging back forward, give you just a quick view of the passing around here. Your entertainment center, remember your TV's on a swing arm, so your TV can pivot to face either the kitchen or the dining table. Normally the people on that bench can't get a good shot at the screen. That's not a problem anymore. Entertainment, AM, FM, CD, DVD, Bluetooth enabled. It does everything. And they started making their entertainment centers just slightly deeper, so you can actually put stuff like DVD cases in here. That's something a lot of manufacturers missed. Now, cool little hidden gems. We have a couple USB charger ports, so you can set your phones in this little shelf right here or down here. It's a perfect little charging area. And this little jumper indicates that Springdales are satellite prepped, and that is correct. All Springdales are satellite prepped. Moving up here to the front bedroom, one of the things I like to point out is that we do have opposing breeze-through windows. They do put your TV prep up here, so you could mount a TV against this panel, or maybe screw it into a roof joist or whatever works best for you. Both sides of the bed do have stands with outlets near your head, so you can use them like charging stations or CPAP stands, and they have their own little drawers for your socks and underwear and all that random stuff. And speaking of socks and underwear, when you're all done with your clothes, you actually have a perfect spot to toss them. They put a little built-in, almost invisible laundry chute in here. Had they not put that handle there, I probably would have missed it, and I'm sure you would have too. All kinds of good stuff going on in here. Again, Springdale's a top 5 brand. It's the #1 seller from Keystone, and we are the largest independent dealer in the state of Michigan. We've had Springdale for a number of years. They're a core chunk of what we do here at Halix. It's a good, reliable brand, and I like the fact that it's still a little more of a camper than an RV. Go outside, have some fun, But you know what? If it's raining and you're stuck inside, it ain't all bad either. And you know what? They don't break the bank like a lot of things will too. So give us a call, 800-256-5196. Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, happy camping.